Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little while since I was on here last. A lot has happened in our world since last time I was on YouTube. So I know I look like a terrible mess right now. My nails need filled. I have no makeup on. My skin looks terrible. I haven't been able to go tanning because all the tanning salons are closed. It's just been a mess. So now that I have lost my job because of the coronavirus, and I thought, well, now would be a really good time to start making videos. I've been on TikTok almost every single day, but I really wanted to get on here and share with you guys my faves that are my recent faves, and do like a full face of my favorite makeup to use these days. If you would, please subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to ring that little bell down below to be notified for when I upload new videos. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into what primers I've been using. And it's a juggle between, I was using this because I absolutely loved it, the glow that it left on my skin. It's not very much in here. And it's the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. Please don't pay attention to my nails, they're disgusting. But I have found a dupe for that, and that is the Milani Face Primer Base Prime Light. And I actually, look at that, that's a pretty bottle, I love that. But I actually like this a lot more, and I've been using it more. And then I take a little bit of the Morphe Foundation Primer Equalizer, and I just dab it on my face. And I know you're not really supposed to do this, you're actually supposed to put it on the back of your hand to do it the right way, but I'm going to put it like this because this is the fastest way that I know how. To be technical, you're supposed to, I just put this like over here. Just a little bit. And I just smear it all like, ooh. But technically you're supposed to put it on the back of your hand or like on your little glass tray or whatever you have. And then I just rub it in. So for the next thing, and you're gonna probably find it really, really weird, but I just started doing this, and it's because I was tanning and my foundation wasn't matching up to my skin very well. So I bought this, and it's the Beach Bay by L'Oreal Face and Body Luminizer in the medium to deep. Oh, there's a hair on me. And as you can see, I use it a lot. And what I do is that I take some pumps on my little Morphe tray here. I use quite a bit. I'm not going to use that much this time because I'm losing my tan. And then I just take my little Milani stippling brush, do a fiber, it says powder brush, but it has like these little thingies. And I just dip into that, and I just apply it to my face. And it does seem like a lot, but I promise you it blends in and it makes your foundation look amazing. Okay, so I know I look super funny right now. I look like a Oompa Loompa, but I promise you after you put the foundation on, you will see, like, it will make it look really good. So for foundation, I've been using two things. It is the L'Oreal Infallible, and my old fave, Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer Duo. So what I do here is I just take my Infallible and I put some pumps, it'll come out. I put some pumps on my little tray, and then I take my Clinique, and it has like a little doe foot applicator. So I take this because where my skin is getting lighter, I take this and I mix it in with it. So I just dab here and there. And then I take my finger into the infallible, and I just kind of go right underneath it or around it. And then I take my Morphe J-H03, my big foundation brush. And I just start kind of just blending it all together just to make the perfect color that I need. Okay, so once I get my foundation on, I then take my beauty blender, my damp beauty blender, and I just kind of go over everything just to make sure it is all blended in. So once I get done with this part, so my new favorite thing for contour is the Juvia's Place and Cameroon, and it's the little stick foundations. I really like this. I got this at Ulta. I actually love how these apply and I love how these blend out. So if you haven't tried these, you should try them because they're bomb. So I just put some here, a little bit there, here. Other side, just little bits. Right the chin, jawline, under the lip. And then for my nose, I do that last, but my little Morphe, and it's also a little stippling brush, like a duo fiber brush, M439, little duo fiber, and I blend it out. And then for the nose, how I blend it out, I take a little Morphe E18, and it's like a little stiff brush here, and I just take down the nose, just blending this out. Super, super easy. Try not to get it on the sides of the nose because that will create a shadow. Then I take my beauty blender again, and I just kind of go on the sides of the nose first. Trying to make sure that there's no harsh lines, especially on the nose, because it's the center of your face, and it would be awful if you had some really harsh lines there. And right on top of the nose. Very, very, very lightly. Okay, so for concealers, I am really torn between two of them, and recently I've been using this one more, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. And I actually have to use two shades for this. This is Cajo and Vanilla, because like I said, where I'm just, see, this one's super light and this one's darker, but I kind of just mix them. So, and I would say these are a dupe for the Shape Tape Double Wear Concealer. Like, these are amazing. They are amazing. Take the light one first, and I just dab in areas. And then I need a lot in between my brow here because I've got a lot of wrinkles happening. And I put a little dot on my nose. And then if I can make a straight line right above the Cupid's bow, make like two little lines, and then I just swipe, 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 swipe. Now for the dark one, same thing, I just do it kind of beside the light, and I think that's it. So yes, this is what I do for concealer. And then I take my little Jeffree Star, or I just use the same beauty blender here, but this one's tinier and it helps get into the tighter in my eye. So for underneath the eye, I try to use this one. And I just start blending that out. Under the lip. And then I just take my bigger one here and kind of just blend everything out. Just very lightly kind of blending everything out. And that is it for concealer. Okay, so for powders, and I need to set this under eye quickly because I will wrinkle fast. My very favorite, and it is not affordable by no means, it is the Hourglass Veiled Translucent Setting Powder. But another one I absolutely love, and it's just not the right color for me, is the Maybelline Fit Me. And I usually use this to like cut out my contour. And this is the loose powder, fair to light. But for under my eyes, I have to use this Hourglass. For some reason, it is amazing. And there's a lot of product in there. There actually is a lot of product. So I just tap it and then open her up. Comes out like that. And I'm gonna have to check and see if my under eye is creasing first. Yes, it is. And what I do first, because I don't want that powder to soak in with a sponge, if I use a sponge and pack it in, it's gonna pronounce those wrinkles, if you know what I mean. So I just take like a little blending brush like this. I dip in actually in the top of the lid, and this powder is so fine and so powdery, you have to be careful. Just tip it in like that and just pick up a little bit, and I go right underneath my eye with it, and then work it down just lightly, trying to make like just a little layer over those fine lines and wrinkles. And I just bring it down to the sides of my mouth where also the wrinkles are. And I just pick up some, you can see like that, and just kind of blend it on the nose and the mouth. So then if I want to bake just a little bit under my eyes, I take that little tiny sponge, I dip it into the powder. Sometimes I'll take it on the back of my hand like this and make sure there was hardly, you can see there's a lot on there. And I go right underneath my eye. And that would be my baking, because I do not put a lot. I don't bake a lot because for the fact that I do have wrinkles and fine lines. I do not want to pronounce those too much. So that's why I just do a very, very, very lightly little bit. And then to set my whole face, I've been also using a combo, take the sticker off, with where I was tan, I was using the Ulta Matte Bronzer, and that's what I set my contour with. And then I go over with the Clinique Super Powder Double Face Makeup in number 4, Matte Honey. I will just pick up a little bit of this on my powder brush. I think this is a Mata. Dust some of that off. And I'd kind of just very, very lightly set those areas where I contoured. And then I take my Clinique, dip into that. And like I said, it's not super heavy and it's not expensive either. Like the Clinique is, I think it's like $27, but I go and I take it and I just kind of go over everything and I set everything. And then where that powder is sitting, I kind of just dust it away when I set my face with the Clinique. And that is it for setting powder. Time for brows. So my favorite thing for brows right now is the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil. And it's a little teeny tiny one like this. The NYX Professional Micro Brow. And it has a super teeny tiny end, like super tiny. Kind of like reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil, and then it has a little spoolie on the end. And then I also take the Gimme Brow by Benefit in number 3, and I just have a mini one because I haven't went and bought a big one yet. That is the Gimme Brow, and this is more of like a brow tint gel. It's got a little tiny little spoolie on it, and there's probably a hair on it. I kind of just go through my brows with this, and it gets them all standing up, ready to salute the brow pencil. But I take the little end, and I'm gonna look down while I do this, but I try to draw like little hairs in the front. And then I take it and I just kind of draw a very, very faint line. So I don't use very much pencil at all. It's kind of just to outline the bottom of the brow. And then I take my Jeffree Star brow brush, and I take the pomade, Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade in soft brown. And I will pick a little bit of it up, not very much at all. I kind of just tap, tap, tap in there. And then I will take the lid, as you can see, and I sharpen my brush with it like this. And then I start on the end, and this is gonna be difficult because I have a little tiny mirror and I'm trying to do it to where you guys can see. And I just kind of start filling in the tail first because I want that to be the darkest. And then I just keep on filling in from the tail inward. And that's how I do my brows. Let me go do the other one and I will be right back. Okay, so brows look totally crazy, but we're going to add the concealer to my eyelids and cut those out at the same time. So what I do is I take both my color of concealers, kind of just mixing because it is going to be, I don't want a white line around my brows, so I'm just mixing them. I have to add some more. And I just take my little Morphe flat brush, my flat-ended brush, and I dip into the concealer, just like so. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pick some more of it up, but. And then I will cut my brows first, and starting in the very beginning. And that's how I cut out my brow. Okay, so now that I have my brows cut out, I will take that lightest concealer and I will put it on my eyelids. I'll just put it on my eyelids for my base today. But like I said, if I were gonna do a really colorful look, I would use the P. Louise or Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then I take just a little beauty blender and kind of just blend that out. And because this is going to crease so fast, I am just going to do it really fast and tell you very quickly. I use the NYX finishing powder in, I think it's translucent. It looks white. Yes, it does. But this stuff is the best because it leaves a very white base for your eyeshadow. And just kind of just set that in place so it doesn't crease right in my crease. Because that's where it's going to crease the most, is right in my deep set eyes. And then I just take a little bit and hit that right at the beginning of the brow, kind of just to give it a faded look. And then I can set the whole brow just very lightly. Same product, same brush, just setting over the brows. I'm going to do some bronzer, I think. I will set sometimes using the Physicians Formula and the Bronze Booster, or I will set using the Hoola Benefit. But today I'm going to use this one because it's a little bit lighter. And what I will do is just take my Morphe Fluffy R14 brush. As you can see, there's bronzer on it. And then I'll just dip into this and very just lightly kind of going over that again where I set it with the powder. But this time I'm darkening it up just a little bit. And then I take my little fluffy Morphe brush, E17, and I just dip into this lightly. And I do my nose. And then that is it for touching up the contour. Now for cutting out my contour, I usually do this last before I do my eyes so I can let it sit while I do my eyes and then I dust it off. I use the Fit Me, or I will use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder, and I just do what you normally do. And I'll dab in my beauty blender. I've been using the pointy end for some reason because I seen someone doing it and I was like, ooh, that's like interesting, so I'm gonna try it. Hope this is not too white. And I just go right at the beginning of the ear, tuck my hair back, right here. Then I take my little sponge, do the same thing, dip inside, and I cut my nose. And sometimes I will check around my mouth to see if there's any creasing. I usually get some right here. And I will go over that again. And that's what I do for cutting out my contour. And I usually do that and then I will let it sit for a minute when I start my eyes. For my everyday go-to, if I'm just in a hurry and I'm not thinking of an inspired look that I want to do, I will reach for these two palettes right here. The Old Faithfuls, I call them. Soft Glam, which I use the most of, and then Modern Renaissance. And I probably will go with this one because it's usually the one that I grab. So since this is super, super light powder, I am going to go ahead and dust that off before I do my eyes. And there your contour is cut. Now, Normally I would go straight to my eyes, but I'm going to finish the rest of my face first. So in case you want to stop here at the face, you can. Morphe JH02 brush. As you can see, I use this for bronzer. Now I've been using the Iman Sheer Finish Bronzing Powder, which is like super shimmery inside, like it looks super shimmery. And then I mix it with the Morphe Megastar, and this looks awful because I've had this for years. For years, not 4 years, for years. And that's what that looks like. And I mix the two. Is I pick up a little bit of that because it is so shimmery, and I dab in a little bit of that. I knock it off because I don't want a whole bunch. I'm kind of just blending everything out. And I just dust it. And then this I take down my neck and blend down my jawline. So next is blush, and I have been using, saw something on it. All my products look terrible because sometimes I just throw them in my makeup bag. But it's the Ciate London Marbled Light and Burnt. Looks like this. Came in my BoxyCharm, I believe. That is just so beautiful, isn't it? So pretty. And then, of course, my Old Faithful, I call it, the Desert Rose and Note. See, that's very, very old. Oh, open. And that's what that is. So I actually mix the two. So I pick up my, this is what I use for blush. I don't think it is for blush, but this is what I use. And I pick up the marble one first, and I will go into the apples of my cheeks. And then I will pick up both. I'll pick up a little bit of the marbled and then a little bit of the note because it's a little bit of an orangey side, and I like that on around more of like this area. Just a little bit of color everywhere. Now for my very, very favorite, my Mood Light. My Jaclyn Hill Mood Light. This has been a dream come true for me. This is something that when she came out with it, I was like, yes, finally. This is what I've always wanted, and she came out with it finally. And this is in carrots. This is the Mood Light in carrots. And I just tap some. And it's so fine, you have to be so careful. It's like, it's just fine as can be. And I take my big powder brush and I kind of just work my brush around and around and around till it gets all the way worked into the brush. Pretty good. Sometimes I'll really get it in there. So it's all blended into the brush, and very, very so lightly. I start on the apples and I just dab. And I put this pretty much everywhere because I love it. And look at that glow. Look at that glow within, just coming right out. So that is it for the face, except for the highlight. We gotta do that. So my favorite highlight, and I still just have a mini, I don't have a big one. This is the Becca Champagne Pop. This is my favorite highlight, and I can't find another one that's my favorite. So I just pick up a little bit of this on my brush. And I just go here. I think there's enough highlight on my nose for one day. Then we will do the quick and easy eye look that I love to do when I am in a hurry. So, oh, I'm getting leg cramp. The first shade I pick up in this palette is the burnt orange. That's that shade right there, just on a fluffy blending blending brush. And this I take into my crease. And I'm kind of sloppy with it. I'm fast and sloppy. And then I pick up Sienna, which is my favorite burnt orange shade ever. And I just pick up a little bit of that, dust that off. And I just start on the outer edge mainly and just work it up into my crease and on this little outer V area. And I'll pick up that brush I used for the burnt orange and I just kind of go over that in the top just to blend this out. Very so lightly. And then sometimes I will take that little brush I used for the burnt orange. I'll try to pick some up on the tip of it. And I will go underneath my eye. Just kind of messy. And then that is it for the crease. And then I take my little flat brush like this, and I have spray down here, so I'm gonna spray a little bit. I just spray a little bit on my hand. I just wet my brush just a little bit like I do always, not very much at all. Sometimes I even use my finger if I'm in a super hurry. And I will pick up my favorite shade, and that is Fairy. And I'll pick that up on my flat brush. And I will just dab it on my lid. And then if I get up too high with that shimmer shade, because I don't want it to look super cut, I will just take a flatter shader brush or blending brush or whatever you want to call it and just put a little bit on, and then I kind of just go right over the edge of that shimmer shade. I'll bring it down and I will blend up that sienna into the shimmer shade. And that's what I do for the lid. And then I will take the brush that I used for cutting out my eyebrows. And sometimes I wet it and sometimes I don't. If I'm in a hurry, I don't. And I'll take Cypress Umber, the very dark brown, and I will pick it up on this little flat brush here. And I will take it and I'll put it right on my lash line. And kind of just give this a little bit of definition out here on the outer corner. Makes my eyes appear bigger. And that's what I do for that. And then I will also take it on the bottom of just this outer portion here. Not all the way across. And I'll kind of just bring it up into the end there. Kind of looks like a small wing. And then I will take my little teeny tiny precision brush. Ooh. And I will grab sienna again, or I'll take a little bit of rustic, which is right here by sienna, or mix the two. And that is the lighter brown shade here. Dust that off, and I will go right underneath that liner that I just did with the Cypress Umber. And I'll just go on the outer corner here and bring it up. And there I am for the lower lash line. And then I will take another little dense brush, pick up either burnt orange or mix it with a little bit of sienna with the burnt orange. And I'll just blend this. I'll go start from like the tear duct, the inner corner, out. Just kind of blend this out. Either my highlighter that I used or the glistening shade here. I'll just take that on my little teeny tiny flat brush and I'll just place it in the inner corner here. And then sometimes I will do either tempera, which is the white shade, or I will take a little bit of tempera and then a little bit of glistening on this little flat brush. And I'll go right here on my brow bone. Be like full glam up on the brow bone and not on the lid. And there we go for the fast and easy go-to eye look. For mascara, I recently got the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer and Lash Combo, and I love this primer. Is amazing. It is bomb. And that's what that looks like. And that comes in like a twin pack, or you can get it by itself with the L'Oreal. What I would do is, and then after I apply the primer, I usually go in with Clinique High Impact Mascara in black or the Milk Kush Mascara. And for some reason, I only have these in minis, but I do love both of these mascaras. And I love this primer. It does dry down, so you want to do fast. You want to go fast. So I usually get my mascaras ready and then do this. And I just look down and I apply the primer on the lashes. And then I go in with the Clinique or Milk. I usually grab the Clinique first because it is separating. It like separates the lashes. And sometimes I just use this. And then I will go in with the Milk, and that kind of helps extend the lashes. I need to get some full-size products. Just kind of fluff them up and make them a little bit fuller. And that is it for mascara. So for lips, my go-to, I love this Clinique Black Honey, and it is like so moisturizing, and that's also on my Clinique video, but it's just like a super little tint of color, and it is just beautiful. It feels so good on the lips. And it looks so good with the eye look. And then for setting spray, I love my Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray, and I just got it. But what I've used for a really long time is the L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow Dew Mist. And I'm almost out of it, but that's what it looks like. It's very affordable, drugstore stuff. A lot of my stuff today has been affordable and drugstore, except for my Hourglass translucent powder. Like, that's the most expensive thing that I've shown you today. Set and go and glow. So here is the finished look. If you wanting a quick and easy look, I will do a glam look from the face routine that I did for my next video. I'll try to do that. But for quick and easy, that was my routine. Sometimes I even break it down and just do like concealer, powder, a little bit of bronzer, mascara, go. But this is my normal go-to makeup look that I do. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me this evening while I show you all my favorite go-to makeup products and this fast and easy makeup look using those products. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that you come back and hang out with me for the next one. You all stay safe, Wash your hands frequently. Take lots and lots of drinks of water. It protects you from the virus. And stay in as much as possible. If we all stay together and we stay strong during this time, I know we will get through this and we'll be stronger in the end. You all have a very good night and a good evening, and I will see you next time, hopefully. Love you. Bye, guys.